some thunderstorms to fire on off as we go through midday into the afternoon hours into northern Wisconsin. Expecting mainly just run-of-the-mill thunderstorms, general thunderstorms, nothing severe warned into the Twin Ports, but into areas like Washburn, Sawyer County. That's where we could see an isolated severe storm once again this afternoon. Then tomorrow we'll dry it out, just starting off with cloud cover. So as this low pressure system moves on out of here, we'll end up seeing dry conditions tomorrow, and then our next chance of storms will come on Thursday as this occluded front begins to pass through the region Thursday afternoon. Temperatures today in the upper 60s, lower 70s along the shorelines, mid 70s inland today. Then tomorrow we all drop down into the 60s, and then Thursday bouncing back to the lower 80s for some of us ahead of that cold front, however, that knocks us down in the afternoon into those 60s. And speaking of Thursday, marginal risk for severe weather into the Brainerd Lakes region as well as east central Minnesota and out towards Itasca County. So I'll show you how that plays on out here briefly. As we get that cold front to start to swing through into a little bit of instability, those conditions won't be quite as favorable as they were on Monday for severe weather. However, with that synoptic lift moving through right at the peak of diurnal heating, we'll end up seeing some strong thunderstorms, perhaps even severe thunderstorms, make their way across the region during the afternoon hours. So something to be ready for as we head on into our Thursday there with a high of 72. Then Friday through Monday, things really calming on down. Beautiful end to the week, 76 on Friday, 77 on Saturday, and then staying dry but cooling on down into Sunday and Monday.